Hello and welcome our beloved viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we'll begin tonight's news with the major and top highlights. Let's follow. The FAD prepare for the June 6 parade at Camp Sheikh Osman, Djiboutian Army Force. President of the Ports begins a working visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And on the international scene, we got East Jerusalem, eternal capital of Palestine, says Mahmoud Abbas, spokesman. Those were our major top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. As the celebration of the creation of the Djiboutian Army approaches, the Djiboutian Armed Forces are preparing to celebrate their 45th anniversary with joy. After 2 years of prosperity due to the restrictions linked to the COVID-19 pandemic having totally upsetted the world order in economy, this 45th anniversary will be marked by a taking up of arms followed by a military parade on foot. Symbol of unity and cohesion, the defense and security forces, guarantors of stability and national sovereignty, will march together under the banner of unity. All institutions are present. In total, more than 1,400 men and women in uniform gathered this morning at the report square of the Technical and Tactical Training Center of Ambuli of Sheikh Osman Camp during the first dress rehearsal. The Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, did not fail to attend this event. Upon arrival, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, in the presence of Brigadier General Tahir Ali Mohammed, Chief of Defense Staff, was welcomed by Colonel Daher Hassan, Commander of Troops, for this ceremony. Then, together, they performed the traditional review of the troops for the honors. At the end of the review of the troops, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim attended the military parade on foot. The national music opened the bench with its orchestra of instruments on a rhythm of incandescent steps. Then the parade could begin. This parade is composed in two blocks. The first block marches on a melody orchestrated by the national music. The second block as far for him praises by singing. Each block of parade has its specificity, and in the two cases, the difficulty lies in the fact to be able to synchronize the steps with the melody. Let's watch together the preparations of the parade. Moving on, a strong delegation led by the President of the Authority of Ports and Free Zones of Djibouti, Mr. Obakar Umar Hadi, accompanied by his collaborators, began an official working visit to the government and port authorities of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This visit aims to strengthen bilateral cooperation, particularly in the search for opportunities for cooperation, to expose the opportunities of port services offered by the Republic of Djibouti by its strategic position of first choice in East Africa, and to further develop cooperative relations between the two brotherly and friendly countries in the transport sector. The first day of the visit was marked by the meeting of the chairman of the Ports and Free Zones Authority of Djibouti with Engineer Saleh bin Nasser Al Jasir, Minister of Transport and Logistics Services, and the chairman of the Saudi Ports Authority, Mr. Umar Hariri, in the presence of the ambassador of Djibouti to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mr. Diyad Saeed Bamakrama, where various discussions of mutual interest and areas of cooperation took place. The president congratulated the ministry for the step taken by his country since the port of King Abdullah was ranked #1 port in the world in terms of efficiently published recently by the World Bank. Then various key discussions began with the Saudi side, including the strengthening of existing cooperation between our two brotherly countries, the increase of transport and logistics services, especially in the air-sea traffic. In the region of Tajura, heavy rains fell this weekend in the sub-prefecture of Adailu and its surroundings. Affecting all the localities, the hydraulic works carried out by the Department of Environment have fulfilled their role to retain water and supply the wells of Adailu and the wells of all the crosses, all the localities of the flood waters of the Wadis into the Great Wadi of Amas, swelling the flow of the Wadi which crosses the northern regions of Tajura and Oboh, which occurs mainly during the summer period, have also affected several sectors in the region of Tajura, including the sector of Aboli in certain localities in the sub-prefecture of Dora. Led by its chairman, the Honorable Hassan Aden Gede, the Standing Committee on Social Development and Environmental Protection met this Monday to examine the draft law number 151/N/22/8, the important protection and promotion of the rights of persons with disabilities. The sitting, which saw the participation of parliamentarians, members, and non-members of the Commission, was revealed in the presence of the Secretary General, Mr. Alamis Mohammed Abdullah, and Director General of the National Agency for Persons with Disabilities, accompanied by their close collaborators. After examination and discussion, the Commission transmitted with favorable opinion and proposal of amendments the corps relating to the rights and protection to disabled persons. In accordance with the examination schedule of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, the tests for the Vocational Training Certificate CFEP began this morning, Sunday, May 29, 2022, in all training centers and vocational schools. Thus, more than 520 candidates in all specialties of vocational training have composed in their schools of origin. It is worth noting the strong mobilization of the heads of establishments who prepared the examination classes and laboratories so that these tests could take place in good conditions. Also to be recommended in the participation of representatives of companies and society in the territory and industrial sectors as examination boards. The Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training has established a partnership policy with the professional world to improve the employability of young people and increase the rate of integration of graduates of vocational training. The Ministry has put all the human and material means to ensure that these exams, which will last the whole month of June, take place in good conditions. The public and private primary schools organized an end-of-the-year ceremony in the courtyard of the school of Farandol. The ceremony started at 8 o'clock in the morning with traditional songs and dances and entertainment provided by the professional troops and students under the applause and support of their parents. The program prepared by the management of this private school was spread throughout the morning until the middle of the day. Children who go to the school gave us their impression of the festival. the General Baccalaureate session of 2022, the regional teams headed by the prefect of Dakhil have spared no effort to prepare for the passage of the tests which were held for the first time in the interior regions. For 2 weeks now, meetings have been held to ensure that all possible conditions are in place to allow students in the localities to be in good moral conditions. A total of 731 students from the sub-prefectures will take the exams, which were launched on Sunday, May 29th, 2022. It should be noted that the reception sites, basic schools of Dakhila, have been identified and serve as rooms for accommodation and preparation or revision of homework. It should also be noted that the sites where the back exams will be held are well secured by the police to accompany this decentralization process. This decentralization agreement marks the beginning of a new start on the passage of the General Baccalaureate in the Republic of Djibouti. Within the framework of the development response to displacement project in the Horn of Africa financed by the World Bank, a mission of AWDS led by its Director General, Mr. Mahdi Mohamed Jama', went to Holhol, a locality in the region of Ali Sabeh, to take part in the festivities of the first anniversary of the creation of women's groups of mutual aid and affinity. The prefect of the region, Mr. Musa Aden, the president of the regional council, Sharmaki Hassan, the deputy of the region, Elmi Mahabe Wa'es, the colonel of the army of Holhol, Mohamed Jama', also took part in this event. Let us note in passing that a self-help group is a small group, generally homogeneous and linked by affinity. It is a group whose members use savings, credit, and social engagements as tools for empowerment. This concept is centered on 6 fundamental principles, namely regular weekly meetings, regular weekly savings, and internal laws only to start income-generating activities, timely repayment, and record keeping. Each book must be updated and completed correctly. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, a spokesman for Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said Sunday the East Jerusalem will remain the internal capital of the state of Palestine. Tensions are running high in the occupied Palestinian territories because of a flag parade planned by Israeli settlers to mark what they call Jerusalem Unification Day, a reference to Israel's occupation of the city in 1967. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening and take care. Thank you once again for joining us.